Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Febisola, and if you're new here, I welcome you. Thank you for coming back again to my returning subscribers. It's good to have you here once again. And if you're new here, I welcome you. Thank you for joining this family. Please, if you've not subscribed, kindly do subscribe to this video, subscribe to my channel. Please share this video, like it, put your comment, whatever you think about this video. Please just let me know what you feel about it. Once again, I welcome you. So in today's video, this is gonna be the last series of the videos we've been doing from how to know, oh sorry, what to know before you say I do, to planning my Nigerian wedding. And here we have today, we'll be doing marriage shockers. Oh mommy, this topic is, don't let me hype it too much. Today we'll be talking about marriage shockers. That is, what are those things that when you get married, like, there are the things you were never expecting to come across when you get married. Like, as a single lady, or let me say as singles, there are so many things you fantasize about before you get married. Like, you already have a picture of what your marriage will look like a video in mind, that okay, fine, this is the way my marriage will look like, this is how I want my marriage to be, this is blah blah blah. It's common in everyone. Everybody has that picture in mind. Everybody has that, video of, okay, this is the way I want my this thing to be, this is how I want my marriage to be, and all that. But let me shock you. You can't know until you enter it. That is it. Yeah, you cannot know until you step into it. So today I'll be taking you through some marriage shockers. That is those things you will never expect to be an issue in your marriage. Of course, they are not an issue, but they are not issues rather. But it will just be like, it will shock you. Yeah, it will shock you. That is why I tagged it marriage shockers. And I have my list of shockers here. And why I have to put it on a note here is simply because I don't want to run out of points. So the points, the shockers are, in fact, they cannot be overemphasized, or they cannot be underemphasized. Whichever one. But the thing is, the list is long, but I just picked like a few of it, which I feel it's kind of normal things that, on a normal ground, or on a usual ground, you don't even think this can be something like this can actually shock you. So welcome back. If you've not subscribed, before we go right into the shockers, please kindly subscribe to this channel. All right, so take your popcorn or whatever you have with you and join me in this journey. Okay, like I said, these shockers are, things you were never expecting, or things you will never think they can be something of a, they can actually bother you. But my dear, it is those few things we do not put our mind to that actually comes as a shock to us. Okay, the number one thing is, okay, after getting married, what are the things you would expect? Fine, just like I would always say in my videos, anything I say here, there are a lot of other things that matches it. That is, the list is unlimited. So whatever I say here, there are more to it than, there are a lot of things you can actually get. So they are not limited, or everything here is, you understand. Okay, number one thing, and sorry, before I go into what is, once again, all these things are what happened to me. Like, they are not just things that I faked. Sorry, they're not just things I saw somewhere and I want to bring it up here. This is my own experience, and I feel married people out there too can actually testify to this in one way or the other, that, oh, this is actually working for me too. So if you feel this is, you are in this shoe with me, kindly let me know under the comment section for newly wedded couples. And at least if your marriage is not up to 5 years yet, I feel you should be experiencing this. Okay, the number one thing is, babe, what are we eating tonight? As simple as this may sound, it's a shocker. As a single lady, you really do not know the help of staying alone, or you really do not value your singleness, yeah, singlehood, until you get married. Or if you are living under your parents, like if you lived under your parents before you got married, and it is mommy that will fathom everything you will eat and all that. But when you get married, there is more to, mommy, what are we eating tonight? Now, when it comes up and asks you, babe, what are we taking for dinner? You're like, seriously? Am I to decide that? What are we taking for dinner? It's not like you don't have ideas of food in your head, but at that moment everything will just run in, and you feel like, am I to figure this thing out again? What are we taking for dinner? As simple as that question may be, it is a whole lot, because you have to start, when I newly got married, I had to like make a list of foods we have. I almost called my mom, but thank God I did not. I almost called her and I was like, this thing can be, at times when I go to work, all I'll be thinking is what we're going to eat for dinner, what we're going to take at night. And that thing has really been, it was really a shocker to me when I newly got married. Like, but now it's no longer. But when I newly got married, though it is still, but it didn't really shock me as my early stage in now marriage. You understand? What are we going to eat? You start thinking, oh, we had rice yesterday, but that is a whole lot. That is number one. My number two here is, okay, fine, you now have a family. I think that should come first, but I don't really know how to list these things according to the order of importance, because I feel everything is important to me. Now you have a family. Yeah, that is one thing that should dawn on you when you get married. That, oh, you now have a family. Practically, this thing did not really occur to me, not until my man called me and sat me down and was like, I hope you know you now have a family. Like, this is your nuclear family. The family you're coming from has now become your extended family. And I was like, man, what are you saying? Yeah. But it was a bitter truth that I had to swallow. Yes, now I have a family, and in which my family comes first. So even if you don't have children yet, Omogbagbe, you and your husband, you're already starting a family. So now you have a family, you've gotten married. When you go out there and people will be like, oh, how are you? How is family? Don't think they're referring to where you're coming from. They're referring to your present family. They're referring to you and your husband. How is family? And now when you start making babies, your family has begun to increase. So immediately you get married, the moment you say I do, you have a family. You get that? If you don't get it, you can't forget about it. You just have to take it. Okay. The third one I'll be saying is sharing of space. Oh gosh, that thing can be so annoying. Like sharing, especially those of us that before I got married, we have this socket. We have this socket beside our bed. Okay, this is where I would charge. This is where I charge my phone. Blah blah blah. But when you get married, you have to start sharing space. Even if you are living in a 5 bedroom apartment or more, man, you just have to take that responsibility of, okay, fine, me and my husband, we have this bed space, but forget about the fact that you're living in a 5 bedroom apartment, duplex, or whatever. Okay, the third point I have here is sharing of bed space. Baby, don't disturb mommy. Sharing of bed space. you know for some of us that don't really like, should I say, roommates, like, or let me say, for some of us that do not have a choice of, that just love to, you know be in our own space alone. Like, we don't really like to share space with people, especially for some of us that, okay, we have a special charging port in our space, and we don't feel like, okay, this is my space, this is where I want to charge, this is where I want to this, blah blah blah, and all that. My dear, when you get married, of course you now have a new roommate in which you cannot but share the same space with. You understand? You just have to share the same bed space with this person. And you know if you've been the only one sleeping alone all your life from your childhood, this thing will be strange to you when you get married. Hey baby, it will be strange to you when you get married, because you feel like, who is this person? Like, it will just be strange to you. So sharing a bed space can be something, can be a shocker when you get married. It is a big shocker. I don't want to go deep into it, but when you just wake up and you feel like, oh, this person is beside me, or when you cannot just sleep on your own, you cannot sleep without someone touching you, blah blah blah. You understand that kind of a thing? Nah, it's really a shocker that you cannot just do without. You get it? Okay. The next point I have here is running errands. Oh my god, running errands, like, you're the boss of your own, especially for first children, first girls in the family. If you are the first child and you are the one that does this big says, hey, you go there, hey, you go and do this, and you now get married and your husband is telling you, babe, bring this. Especially some guys or some men that are not even polite, they'll just send their husband as if they're sending their maids on their wives, as if they're sending their maids on an errand. And, babe, bring that phone for me, babe, get me my phone on the room, babe, and you just feel like, really, this thing happened to me. I must be very sincere with you. One for newly got married, and My husband will be like, babe, let me do this thing. I will not be like, you cannot even put please. You understand that kind of it? And you are sending me message as if you are sending your baby like, I practically told him. I told him, come, if you want to send me a message, I'm your wife, I'm not your slave. If you want to send me a message, put please. Yes, I told my husband. Though I said it jokingly, but you know, I felt like I will be sending a whole me on an errand, but my dear, till now, we still get to send one another on errands, and that is just it. I do that to my husband too, but politely. But you know, at first I was like, I am your wife now, I'm not your maid. Like, how will you just be sending me on an errand anyhow? But this is something I cannot escape. I don't enter him, I don't enter him. Errands is inevitable. Yeah, that's the word. It is inevitable when you get married. Of course, you will be sent on an errand, and if you're polite too, if you can use this thing too, you can politely send your man on an errand, and he will willingly, lovingly do it for you. Just do what works for you. Yep. The next point I have here is, hey, let me skip this point and come to this other one. Is house chores. See, in everything you do, marry a kind man, please. Like I would always hammer on this channel, love alone is not enough. Marry a kind man. When your man is kind, he will do practically everything for you, even without you telling him to do it. That's it. That's it. He will do everything for you. House chores is something that can be very overwhelming in marriage. Like it is very, very overwhelming. And if you don't have a kind man, if your man is not kind enough to reason on his own to be like, okay, fine, I can actually help you with this, or if I 8 to, how do they call it, 8 to 5 worker, like you go out there, and if you're in this Lagos, you know how Lagos stress can be on you. You go out all over there, and there is a man sitting at home expecting you to come back to do the house chores, to do the cooking, to do everything. House chores can be very overwhelming, and that is when you're still two, compared to when you now start it. These are things nobody will tell you. No one will sit you down to tell you. The only thing I believe they tell during marriage counseling is sex. Do not deny your husband of sex. Do not deny one another of sex. Like, sex is one major thing they hammer on. One major thing they hammer on during marriage counseling. They will not tell you your husband should wash plates for you. Of course, no one will tell you. But when you marry a kind man, you should be kind enough to know that, okay, fine, I should help my wife in this thing. I should help my wife in this thing. I should do this. I should do that. When you marry a kind man, you will enjoy doing house chores. That is what I can say. But house chores is inevitable, except you want to get an house help. Of course, you can do that if you want to get an house help. Or if it is me and my husband, my dear, it is waiting for you. You can't escape. Hey, over to the next point. No secrets. Yeah, that is it. That was this resolution myself and my husband made before we got married. That, okay, fine. That was before we got married. We will never go to bed with grudges. That is one thing. And in as much as we cannot go to bed with grudges, then there is no secrets. Everything I've been through before I met you, if you care to know about it, I'll tell you. Everything you've been through before I met you, if I care to know about it, of course you will tell me. And even in marriage, if there is anything you feel I need to know, I don't force things like that. I don't force things like that. If you feel I am in that position which I need to know it, of course if you tell me, I would appreciate it. And if I feel, okay, if I tell you this thing, you will handle it with maturity, of course I will tell you. There is no big deal in it. Why did you put this thing? There is no big deal in it. Why should I keep secret? We are one already, so there is no point in telling you things. There is no point in telling you, in not telling you things that I feel you will still eventually find out if something, maybe probably something happens, you understand? So why keeping secret? We are one already, so there is no point in, if there is anything that would annoy you in whatever I'm keeping, then there is a point for me to share with you. And if I share with you, I expect you to handle it with all maturity, and not just you going all around telling me, oh, why did I keep it from you? Of course, your man should appreciate the fact that you even told him this thing in the first place. And that is why both of you should be matured enough to handle sensitive things like that in marriage. My money is my money, and your money is our money. Okay, this point has always been a controversial point stuff in marriage. You know, as a lady who works, you're not a full housewife, you work, and my money. Women tends to say this a lot, like my money is my money, but the money my husband makes is our money. And I feel to some extent that is the way it's supposed to be. My husband is the one responsible for the house, whatever, and everything, house upkeep. And but the thing is, it is not just supposed to be. I make money, my husband makes money. There should be a point where we meet and okay, babe, what do you think you can support me with? That is as the husband. What do you think you can support me with? Especially in the sense whereby the woman makes more than the husband. What do you think you can support me with in this marriage? Or how many percent, if you want to share it in percentage? And if the man is capable enough, there are some men that their ego will not allow them to share responsibilities. They'll just be like, I am a man. Let me take everything myself. Fine. At least my money will be enough for me to share. But a situation whereby there is mutual agreement between you and your husband, you just have to take up responsibilities. Like you have to take up responsibilities even without being told. Especially when things get tough, there will definitely be a point where things will definitely get tough. When I mean tough, not tough to the point of you understand. But that's why marriage is for better, for worse. There will definitely be a point when it will get tough, and you just have to, you just have to flow along with it and manage. And especially if it gets to that point whereby you as the wife, you are the only source of income to the family. Then you just have to buckle up and help your husband. That is where when the husband is responsible. We have some men that are not responsible naturally, and they just feel I want my wife to take. Oh my god, better. Mommy is busy. Baby, sorry, mommy is busy. Don't disturb mom. Don't disturb mommy. So especially where the man is not responsible. If the man is not responsible, then why should I go all the way out when I know you're not responsible? But where the man is responsible, then you should know that okay, fine. When this man has, he has been doing. So when he doesn't have now, you as the wife, you just have to, take it up and do what the man is supposed to do. And the man should, in his right senses, appreciate you for doing it. So, but at some point, my money is my money. My husband's money is our money. Shikina. But that is when my husband asks, anyways. But at the point where okudie car too, then my money will also be our money. May we not run out of money. That is the cocoa. Okay, apologies. Oh my god. Really, this thing is one thing I've seen in marriages. Marriage will marriage will how do I put it? Marriage will humble you. There are some things in marriage that will humble you. In the terms of making apologies, when you know you are not even wrong, when you know you are not the wrong one here, but when you marry an egoist, of course, everybody has ego. Ego just has levels. That is just it. When you're expecting your man to tell you he's sorry, and my dear, you wait forever. But you as the woman, you just want peace to reign. Like you just want peace to reign, man. You just have to say sorry. You just have to apologize, even when the apology is not coming. You just have to apologize. So this apology is something that is very difficult to do. Really, it is very difficult. As simple as I am sorry is, as simple as it is easy to hear. It is like it can be easily said, but it is easy to voice out. I am sorry, babe. Even when I am not the wrong one here, but I am still sorry. But it is very difficult to say. But if you want peace to reign in your family, it's something you must practice. Practice the art of saying I am sorry, even when you are not sorry. And that is when you can enjoy the peace you want in your home. But if you are the kind that, oh, he's the one at fault, why should I say sorry? You know what's up. Now, our next point is children. When you start having children, when you start having children, your responsibilities piles up. Please marry a kind man. Please. In everything. Love alone is not enough. Is it kind-hearted? Because when you start having children is when you will know the kind of man you've gotten married to. That is when you will know if your man is up to the task. That is when you will know if you truly married love, or you married a man, or you married money. Please. That is all I will say as regards that. Then our next point now is money matters. Yeah, I think I've said it. My money, our money. If I the kind that we are from a wealthy family, and coming into marriage, you feel like, especially if you are not the mommy's type. Like, what I mean by if you are not the mommy's type, I mean the lady now. If you are this independent lady, but you were brought up with wealth, and you were brought up with money, like, you understand what I am saying, Sha. And when you get married, if you have this kind of husband that does not like to look up to people for help, man, you just have to buckle up. Like, you just have to blend. Because when things get going tough, and your husband does not want to get help from anyone, just you and him, hmm, you just have to be strong at that moment. Because even for you to put a call across your parent and be like, oh, blah 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 blah, hello mommy, hello Kiriko, something is going on, my dear, you won't even want to do it, because you just have to stand for your family. You just have to stand strong for your husband. So when it comes to money, money cannot, I pray money will be enough for us in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, another one. Okay, but the general view about this thing is just that change is constant. The kind man you know before you got married may not be the kind man in marriage. And the wicked man you know before you got married may not be the wicked man when you get married. But in all, don't marry a stingy man. Please, do not marry a stingy man, because a man who is stingy to you when he does not really have a responsibility yet before he marries you will be much more harder on you when you get married. Because me, I don't believe in all these I've not married her, don't let me spend on her so that she will not cheat on me. So that, mind you, a kind man will always be a kind man. Either the person will cheat on you. Okay, just like myself and my husband, before I got married, there was something my husband did. There was something he did that thing really, it surprised me, and it shook me. Like, oh, what shocked me. I don't want to use that word shocked me. Like, it's really, I felt it within me, and I was like, guy, what if I didn't end up marrying you? Don't you think you would have done Father Christmas? Don't you think? Another was like, if you did not end up marrying me, then I would believe God really wants me to help you with this kind of a thing. And I was like, wow, like, seriously? And he was like, yeah. Even though I did not say this thing before I got married, I said it after I got married. All these things, you did so thing for me before I got married. You did that. What if I did not end up marrying you? It was like, there is no big deal. I wasn't doing it for you to marry me. I was just doing it because I wanted to do it. That is the kind of kindness I am saying. Don't marry someone that will make you feel like you are entitled to. He's entitled to your whole life. Like, without him, there is no you. At least in marriage, there should still be a space of, okay, I can have this thing to myself. I can do this thing on my own without my husband choking me up with questions. You understand?